Big Sills. Last time of the 2022 season, I get to say that. Happy New Year to you guys. Happy New Year, man. I'll tell you what, it's been a great year for the National Football Show and all of you guys. Listen, you know, we go back and forth and we ping pong. You know, one of the great things about our show, we're interactive with the people that join our show compared to just being a talking head show. I actually listen to you guys. Look at Lucius here. He's like, Big Sills, you forgot about me. I've been one of your loyal guys. And I don't forget about anything. Big Sills, he's got a memory like an elephant. I may look like one too, but hey, man, I remember everything. Trust me. Big Sills has a scoreboard. I keep score on everything. That's an Italian trait, by the way. We keep score on everything. And I love all the people, man. What up, Andrew? I appreciate you guys, man. Guys, even the ones that, you know what? I actually like the guys that give me the most shit. My aunt, she gets concerned about you guys. She's like, Jesus, man. These guys are brutal. I go, it's Philly. It's Northeast. It's true sports fans. Dude, can I tell you something here? Xander, I don't know if you agree. This is almost like WIP in the 90s, where you could do sports talk and you could say anything. The guardrails are here. In radio, they're here. Why do you think most of the stations around the country in sports talk are dead? Radio stocks are at an all-time low. Why? Because people come here now. There's new platforms where people can have a say. Oh, by the way, William, the Cowboys sucked last night, and so did Dak. Dude, how can a guy be leading the NFL in interceptions? He missed 5 games. Dude, they sucked last night. The Tennessee Titans had their JV team out there last night. They're getting ready for that next week game against the Jaguars for the division title. They didn't even give a shit. They pulled some guy off the street that was in the Detroit organization. That Josh, what was it? Dobbs? I thought he played pretty well for not knowing the playbook. Trevor, how you doing, brother? Happy New Year to you, man. You're one of my favorites, and you know that. Josh Dobbs, hey, dog, I thought he played pretty well for not knowing the playbook. Good stuff last night. But again, thank you for coming aboard. Dude, our show has blown up this year. Can I tell you this, guys? You guys have become so popular in Philly. They watch the show in numerous offices now at the NovaCare Center, including the head coach. This is what it used to be like for me when I was in Tampa. They wouldn't put Buccaneers on, but I had 9 shares, and everyone listened. Everyone listened because we invite our viewers in. I may not like you, Sills, but you're entertaining. That right there, Mask, you are the perfect Big Sills viewer. Absolutely. You know what Mask does? Mask throughout the shows, he thinks I don't see it. He tries getting under Big Sills' skin, tries throwing this, you piece of shit, this. And I get it too, man. I get it too, Mask. Hey, Mask, don't you think I see it? I do. I know you're trying to get under it. Right, man. Watch this, Mask. Happy New Year to you. Nothing personal. Sports talk, isn't it? Doesn't it remind you of the old school where you could say something and nobody has to worry about wokeness? You don't have to worry about PC. That's what our show is. You don't have to have any of that here. I like passion. This is why we're working in Philly. We work in Philly. You know why? I'm what Angelo used to be. Angelo got a little bit of the Stern bug in him. You know what that means, the Howard Stern bug? Better conform a little bit or I'll lose it. It's okay. I should practice a little of that. But then it wouldn't be the Big Sil show, would it? No cancellations, right, Devin? Happy New Year to all you guys, man. What if Gannon is listening? Chris, he couldn't be because he still plays that soft-ass zone defense, man. Right, he still plays that soft-ass zone defense. It is bowl games. It is playoff seeding time in the NFL. Really a great time. By the way, I think it's really smart what the Eagles are doing with Jalen Hurts. Hey, Xander, everyone, remember what I said? Why would you telegraph the Lane Johnson injury at the beginning of the week so teams could game plan and put a game plan around the right tackle position, Avonte Maddox being out in the secondary? So what did they do? Jalen Hurts isn't really practicing. He's going through the motions. He's making the Saints and Dennis Allen have to game plan for two different styles of quarterback. Do you know how aggravating that is? You got an RPO guy and a drop back guy. It's like the moon and the sun. Two different game plans you got to put together now. Well, if Jalen does this, you do this. If Minshew does this, you do this. It's smart. Where'd they get that from? The National Football Show. Don't ever telegraph anything. Don't ever tell people your weakness. Don't ever go down that route. Why would you tell them everything? Actually, guess what? Be more like the Patriots. Got an upper body injury, which usually means he's got an ankle injury. You don't have to tell the truth. You just have to report injuries. Didn't practice. Rest. That's all you need to say. Can you give us a little more on the injury to Jalen? No. We'll know more tomorrow. That's all you're obligated to say. Is Jalen going to play? We'll know more tomorrow. Then tomorrow, we'll know more game time. Smart. Good, man. Good. The Eagles have to beat the Saints. Oh, Dirk goes, nobody's scared of Dallas. You think? Can I do this? SOS. SOS. A distress call. A distress call. Has anyone seen Micah Parsons? Dude, that guy is overrated. He is not who they say he is. Dude, they had like the freshman team out there last night for the Titans, and they almost beat them. Dude, that was like a freshman team versus the varsity team. Dallas Cowboys are not who the media says they are. Dude, the only thing I like about Micah Parsons is that he's an animal guy. He had to put his dog down. I hate that too, man. It's terrible. Anyone who's ever had to do that knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's brutal. It's the saddest I've been in 5 years. I felt for that's the only thing. Because other than that, I saw Lane Johnson kick his ass. Cody says Dallas are imposters. I say they're posers. Dude. Hey, let's get into the Eagles here. Eagles have to beat the Saints. You have to beat the Saints. I do not want to get into a divisional game at the end of the year against the New York Giants and have to try to win that game against a common foe. Dude, those games are so weird. Division games. Hey, and watch this, guys. Watch this. Are you better than the Giants? In the current state, even without Lane and Avonte, yes. But how many times have we watched? Shit, we saw it this year with Washington. Do you want to get into a Washington Commanders situation with the Giants at the end of the year where they're playing for a playoff spot? Who do you really want to? And you have to win that for home field. Who wants to be in? And then if you lose, there's also a mental denominator in there. 3 weeks ago, you were looking for one win to wrap up home field advantage, and you're a wild card. You could go from the 1 seed to the 5 seed. Do I think that happens? No. I do not. Is Big Sil saying that the Saints are going to beat the Eagles on Sunday? Absolutely not. I'm going to tell you it's close, though. And let's get into the topics. And first and foremost, I want to talk about how to take care of the Saints and who they are right now going into this game. I'll get to you guys' spin here in a second, I promise. Chris says exactly, Sil. So play hurts. Play hurts. If he's a go, right? Yes. Watch this. Did you see me, Chris? Yes. JB. Happy New Year. A 12-pack of cold beers on me. Go Birds. Booby Trap Lounge is the sports take guys today. We're talking about their first jobs. Hey, JB, my aunt doesn't really watch the sports take guys. But you know what? I said my first job that I ever had was at the Booby Trap down in Miami. Thank you very much. It shows you that you're a loyal viewer to JAKIB Sports. I love it, man. Betty, it's not true. I have to lie. JB, I'm on you here, man. Eagles and Saints. Here we go. Saints have a slim playoff opportunity. Okay? JB, yeah, it's down the street from my office. Hey, JB, what's that place up in we used to do remotes there when I was on QAM in Miami. What the hell was that place in Pompano? God, I forget that place. They used to advertise on the Big Sil show. Really? I guess who used to be my producer? JB, guess who used to be my producer at QAM when we used to go to this place in Pompano? Joy Taylor. Joy's sitting next to me in a strip club. And the guy comes up there, and I had to, put it to rest. That's it, Cheetah. The Cheetah Club used to advertise on Dan Sileo's show when I was on QAM, and I would do live remotes every Friday. And Joy was my producer. She's in there, and one of the girls goes, "Are you a new dancer?" Joy looked over at me, and I looked at her. I go, "I don't know. Do you moonlight here?" She looked at me. She slapped me. She goes like, "Just no, I'm his producer." And we're sitting there, man. My stupid intern who used to go with me to the Cheetah Club. So he orders a sandwich. We're up in the VIP booth, and I'm doing my show. And kid puts the sandwich on the cushion. Joy looks over at me, and I look at the kid. He goes back and he eats it. And I go, "Hey, kid, how much ass do you think has been on that couch right there?" He went, I go, "Kid, don't eat anything in a strip club." And it's not good. It's not good. It's okay. One of the interesting times in the Big Sil's career. No, you don't know. No, that's all right. Yeah, and make sure if my beers, don't open my beer. I don't want anything. I'm just taking. Oh, yeah. Game plan, stop Alvin Kamara. He hasn't really had that great a year this year. Joy does a great job. She does big pick, and I really love her very much. She's one of my dearest friends. Do you know on my birthday on January 3rd, do you know that the first person that's on my phone every single year since she was in the business is Joy Taylor. She wishes me a happy birthday every single January 3rd. She's so grateful for me giving her chance. Joy Taylor was producing at QAM, and Sid Rosenberg, who's now at WABC, he had her also as a producer, but nobody at QAM would put her on the air. So one day I go like this, why aren't you doing on-air stuff? She goes, nobody will let me. I go, well, tomorrow you're starting. She goes, you can do that? I go, I'm Big Sills. It's my show. My name's on. You see what it says there? The Dan Sileo Show. Okay? I have total rights in everything that's being said on this show. And that's been that way my entire career. Don't tell me who to put on the show or with or anything. I have total say. You want to hire me? That's how it works. She goes, what do I do? I go, you know that stuff she used to do with Colin in the news? She would do that at the top and the bottom of every hour. And we would go around the horn doing that. Now they do it on the herd. That's where she got it from. I developed that for her. And she's so grateful. Tremendous talent. Everyone used to think I used to have her on the show because of her looks. My wife told her this, that doesn't do anything for Dan. Get him a guest. So she started getting Dan Marino on. The picture I posted of Dan Marino and myself, Joy got Dan Marino on for me. We became friends. Yeah. So I give everybody, all the good producers I've ever had have gone on to do great things. Run companies, host shows. The ones I hate, I forget. You know, like there's certain people that come on the program who don't come on anymore. Never heard of you. Let's get into Eagles and Saints. Okay? Let's get into it here. The Saints have a slim chance at making the playoffs. You still have an opportunity if you're New Orleans, depending on what the Bucs do. Saints have won consecutive football games for the first time all year. Hey, how about this with Andy Dalton? I'm not suggesting to you in any way Andy Dalton is a great quarterback. However, Andy Dalton versus Gardner Minshew, I think Dalton's better. 24.95, 17 touchdowns, 8 picks. Here's what I've been impressed with. 66 completion percentage. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. Olave has really been a star. 63 catches, 940 yards. Hey, do you agree that Olave looks pretty much like Devonta Smith did in Devonta's rookie year? They're kind of like, it's kind of like the same here, isn't it? The only difference is that, you know, New Orleans doesn't really have a quarterback here. And again, I'm not suggesting to you Andy Dalton is some world beater. He won a lot of football games in Cincinnati, though. Okay? Saints are 18th in offense. Hey, get this. The Saints put up 337 yards in total offense every game. That's not horrible. But the Eagles are 6.5-point favorites. I got the Birds winning 30-20. I think some of the losses on the team will kind of make it close, but I think the Birds put up 30. I don't think the Saints can put up enough offense when it comes to scoring to beat that football team. And plus, I do think their defensive front seven has played well. I do think, and hey, and for the note here, I don't think Alvin Kamara's really had that great a year this year. You know, they're going through a transition now. You know, they don't have Sean Payton. You know, I don't think Dennis Allen is a very good coach. I think they need another guy in the building in there. He's a defensive-minded guy. It's in an offensive era of the NFL. I just don't think he's that guy. He wasn't very good when he was with the Raiders. I think there's talent there. There's talent, especially on the defensive side of the football. How about this? It wouldn't shock me if this Saints game is a close game at the half. I think what the Eagle coaches have to do in this process is be patient. Just be patient. The better team will win. I think that's a problem that coaching staff has. You know, they're emotional, just like their head coach. You got to have a little more. I think would you guys agree with me that the one thing that Nick needs to work on is being with more poise? He needs to be a little bit more. Again, I don't want to take his energy away from him. I think he's got to have a little bit more. How about this word? Patience. He needs some patience. Let it play out. Don't go crazy. Relax. I love all the fourth down tries. I love the fact they go for it on fourth down with Jalen in the game. I love the whole thing. But try to have a little more patience. The better team will win if you have patience. Throwing the ball out of bounds, punting, using your special teams. You're the better team. Relax. New Orleans is going to throw everything at you. Relax. You'll get them. I think the guy who has the most poise and patience is the quarterback. He needs to just work on. I think that's probably going to come with more years being a head coach. Parcells struggled with that. Didn't have a lot of patience. He didn't have patience with Sims. They would always argue on the sidelines. How many times you see Sims and Parcells arguing early on in Bill's coaching career? Bill didn't have the patience for it. Then he learned to have some more patience. Hey, man, not everything's going to go by the game plan. You know, when you construct a game plan, you're hoping it goes down the line of the game plan. Bro, but you always have to have, adjustments. The key with that guy in New England, in my opinion, why he's been a great coach all these years, is his halftime and in-game adjustments. Bill Belichick is one of the best in-game adjustment coaches of all time. He sees something, he gets the intel, he processes it, and on the sideline, they'll turn the page immediately if something's not working. I don't think Sirianni's there yet with that staff. How could they be? They're so young. Okay? Just be more patient. More patient, I think you get the job done. You get home field. Then you get the rest of the guys in the final game against the Giants. Hey, and by the way, what's so awful with the Giants winning that last game? You may have to play them versus Brady. Give me Daniel Jones any day. Think about this for a minute. There's another strategy part of this and why this is important. Hey, man, if you can knock out Aaron Rodgers or Brady and having the Giants win that final game, who would you rather have? Think about that. Think about that in the whole seeding. That's why this is a big time right now for seeding. Teams need things to fall in the right place. Detroit needs. I don't want to see Detroit. Detroit's got a good offense. Plus, they played you already. I don't know. I don't want to see a team like that again. I'm not saying you wouldn't beat them, but why make it tougher on yourself? Least amount of resistance, best formula for success. I love people that go, I want to play Brady and Aaron Rodgers and then Patrick Mahomes. No, I don't. I want to play Daniel Jones, Brock Purdy, and if I had my way, I take on that kid from Tennessee last night. Right? Do the Eagles beat the Saints on Sunday? Yeah, 30-20. 30-20. I don't want Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady in the playoffs. Okay? I wouldn't mind. Kirk Cousins and Justin. See, I don't want to play any team twice because they got a book on you. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see teams twice. I don't like that shit. Okay? Victor, is Jalen playing? Look at what Victor's doing, man. Victor, that's a perfect question. Is Jalen playing? That makes me know that the Saints are preparing for two quarterbacks. Watch this, Victor. I don't know. Good. About time they came to their senses. I was starting to wonder if they had any kind of gamesmanship. Oh, we're going to have a quarterback competition immediately right after the season. I'm like, why would you do that to Carson Wentz and drop his value? I mean, would you go out into the market and do this? Well, my car's been in 5 accidents. I really don't like the thing anymore. I'm going to look around and see if I can find a new car. Anybody want to buy it? Or wouldn't you go, man, I hate getting rid of this car. We invested a lot of money in this car. I don't want to really get rid of it, but if a bidder came in and wanted to bid on this guy, I would listen. You're trying to keep your value of your players up. Okay? I don't think they do a very good job over there at the NovaCare Center hiding their hand. Wentz is back. Oh, I know. By the way, week 17 of the NFL National Championship semifinals is on Saturday. I'll tell you what, these college bowl games have been fantastic. All right. Oh, by the way, John McMullen here in a couple minutes, too. We'll get John's thoughts. He was in the locker room yesterday at the NovaCare Center, so we'll talk to John McMullen here in a minute, and we'll get some thoughts on him. We'll ask him about Gardner Johnson. How close is he to playing? I think Avonte Maddox is going to be some time. I do. I think it's going to be some time. So we got John McMullen coming up here at the bottom of the hour here.